Hi guys, and welcome back to another video on the Shom's Garage YouTube channel. So today the car that we'll be working on is my Premier Padmini S1. It's mechanically alright and it's relatively reliable, but one of the main important challenges and issues that we face in the Premier Padmini or Fiat 1100s is this particular fuse box. So way the fuse box works, as you can see, once you get out the lid, you'll be able to see all the contacts. Unfortunately, what happens in these old fuse boxes is one that you cannot get original fuses for it anymore, so you have to tie these wires to it, which isn't the most reliable. Also, the rivets which hold the brass, the brass rivets which hold these copper lugs or retainers, they tend to rot out. So conductivity across these 2 points reduces over time. The fuse box isn't the most reliable item in these cars, so today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be removing this fuse box and changing it to something new. So to get to the fuse box, you have to go behind this particular what do we call the glove box. It's accessible from behind this, so let's get to that. We'll be replacing it with either one of these stock looking ones or one of these aftermarket looking ones with glass fuses. So let's see which one works better. I have a feeling that we'll go with this one because it seems like it is much better build quality. So let's dive right into it. Let's open this up and let's get started. So guys, as you can see, we have removed the glove box and the fuse box is visible from here. Now we'll take out all the connections and the 2 bolts that retain the fuse box inside, and then we'll replace it with this fuse box that we had shown you earlier. So as you can see guys, the 2 bolts here and here which hold the fuse box in place, those have been taken out and the fuse box pulls out directly from behind. Always ensure that when you are doing any electrical work in the car, remove the negative terminal of the battery because you don't want any short circuits. So guys, this is the fuse box. It mounts from behind in this spot here, so that there is a better seal and there is not too much pressure on it. We are just cutting a small gasket out for this to put it from behind. This will help alleviate the pressure and ensuring a better fit. So I recommend you guys do this as well. So now we are fitting the new fuse box. It's held in place by these 2 bolts. So guys, this is the rear of the fuse box that you can see. These are all the new ones and this is the old fuse box which is right here. So we're taking out each individual pin from here and fitting it into this new fuse box, as you can see. It's a painstaking process because the size of these lugs are slightly different, so you have to crimp them on and press them in a way that they fit snugly here. Yeah, so this is the old fuse box and this is the new fuse box here. So once everything is put together, I'll update you guys. So it's important to know what goes wrong with these old fuse boxes. So this is the old original fuse box which came out of the car. One, you can see that of course original fuses are not available. The way this works is the top is the input which comes from the main wiring loom and the bottom is the output. If you flip it over, you can see that these are all riveted into the body here. And if you flip it around, you can see that the back portion, which is where again this is the input and this is the output, and it is connected with these small rivets to the main contacts essentially of the fuse. What happens is these rivets, because of oxidations, these give way and you lose connectivity and conductivity, and that's why over time power to these terminals is sometimes there, sometimes not there. You get a lot of short circuiting and loose connection, and that's why it's important that you change this fuse box when it is the apt time. So just thought I should show you what the problem is with these old fuse boxes. And welcome back, guys. So now it's much later in the day. We have finally finished installing this new fuse box and the wiring has also been completed. The challenge that was occurring was that these fuse boxes are not original, the new ones that we have gotten. So what tends to happen is that a lot of adjustment of these holes on the side as well as the edges right here was required to ensure that they fit properly. But now that it is installed, everything in the car is running fine, and all the small electrical problems that I had earlier, which prompted me to change these things, has been resolved. So I'll just show you how the fuse box looks from inside. I have used a variety of fuses from 35 ampere all the way down to 5 ampere. So these are standard glass fuses, as you can see. The first one, which is your entire ignition system, is the 35 ampere fuse that we have used, and the rest is a combination of 5, 10 and 20 ampere fuses that we have used. These are all standard 6.3 mm by 32 mm glass fuses that have been used. So these are quite standard. You'll get them in any electrical parts store. Let me just switch on the car and show you that everything is working fine. Ensure it's in neutral and starting the car. So all the lights are working, horn, headlights. Yeah, so it's perfectly working, guys. Hope you like this informative video. I'll put the fuse box cover back in now so as to not create any problems. So guys, being an old car, these are small changes that you need to do from time in and time out. Unfortunately, you don't get brand new original parts made by TVS or Lucas, and you need to use these aftermarket spares like the fuse box that we have used. I hope you guys liked the video. Hope you guys thought it was informative. If you have any more requests on Premier Padmini or classic car maintenance videos or technical videos, do drop them in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and of course don't forget to like the video and of course subscribe to the channel. Bye guys.